Southern Lebanon, near the Israel border. This is Beit Lif. An Israeli reconnaissance unit enters the area, moving along this route toward what they believe is a secure position. But the situation is not as it appears. Opposing forces are already in place, positioned on the flanks and behind them. This is not a routine movement. It's a controlled ambush zone, and within moments, everything changes.
On the front lines in southern Lebanon, Hezbollah has introduced first-person view or FPV attack drones guided through fiber optic cables stretched for kilometers.
Hezbollah says it targeted an Israeli military bulldozer in Bin Jabal in southern Lebanon, claiming it struck the vehicle with an explosive-laden drone while it was involved in demolitions in the border town.
The skies over Israel's northern frontier are roaring back to life, charged, volatile, and on edge, as one of the most significant drone waves in recent weeks surges out of southern Lebanon.
What unfolded in southern Lebanon over 72 hours represents one of the most serious tactical incidents in recent cross-border fighting. As the dust settles over heavily damaged towns, a clearer picture is emerging, one that contrasts with early official narratives. Just days before the incident, Benjamin Netanyahu stated that operations in southern Lebanon had significantly reduced threats along the border. The announcement framed continued actions as necessary for security, with flexible ceasefire conditions. However, events on the ground unfolded differently. In the village of Beit Lif, a unit from the Nahal Reconnaissance Battalion entered what they believed was a controlled zone. Their objective was to secure positions and assess militant activity. Initial intelligence suggested limited resistance. Instead, they moved into a prepared ambush. According to reports, the soldiers exited a structure and began crossing an exposed road. Fire did not come from the expected direction. It erupted from multiple angles, including flanks and rear positions that had remained concealed until the unit was fully exposed. The ambush was timed with precision. Opposing fighters allowed the unit to enter a vulnerable position before engaging. This created immediate confusion as soldiers struggled to identify the source of fire during close-range combat. Casualties occurred quickly. Among those killed was the unit commander, Captain Noam Madmoni, along with several others. Additional personnel were wounded, some critically, prompting urgent evacuation efforts. The situation escalated further during the rescue attempt. Teams sent to extract the wounded encountered a secondary strike. Anti-armor weapons were used against evacuation routes, suggesting knowledge of standard response protocols. This second wave compounded losses and disrupted unit cohesion. Medical evacuation helicopters were deployed in large numbers. Casualties were transported to Soroka Medical Center and Ziv Medical Center for treatment of blast and shrapnel injuries. The incident has drawn attention within Israeli military circles. Analysts noted the ambush showed coordination and an understanding of operational behavior, including how forces move and respond under pressure. At the same time, broader operations in southern Lebanon continued. In Bint Jabal, extensive destruction followed sustained strikes and demolition activity. Large sections of the city, including residential areas and infrastructure, were reduced to rubble. Officials describe these actions as efforts to dismantle militant infrastructure. However, reporting suggests damage extended beyond clearly defined military targets, affecting schools, religious buildings, and community facilities. One widely noted event was the demolition of a stadium associated with speeches by Hassan Nasrallah, adding symbolic weight to the operation. Despite these actions, control over the area remains contested. Military correspondents, including Avi Ashkenazi, acknowledged continued militant presence. This raises questions about the effectiveness of territorial operations. Beyond Beit Lif, Clashes have been reported across multiple sectors. Drone strikes, anti-armor attacks, and indirect fires suggest a pattern of decentralized confrontation. Armored vehicles, including the Merkava, have been targeted in areas where movement routes became predictable. This reflects a broader shift. The conflict is increasingly defined by localized, high-impact operations, ambushes, drone strikes, and precision attacks targeting movement patterns and logistics. The Beit Lif incident highlights vulnerabilities faced by conventional forces operating against asymmetric tactics. The ability to control timing and terrain can offset advantages in firepower and technology at the strategic level. Implications are still unfolding. While official statements emphasize progress, incidents like this complicate that narrative. They suggest that opposing forces retain the capability to conduct coordinated attacks. As the situation develops, attention will focus on how such events influence future operations and the broader trajectory of the conflict along the Lebanon-Israel border.